going on, Jerome's? So, of course, obviously, the most accurate power rankings in the known universe drops tomorrow, but it's good to take the temperature of the national media Jabroni haircuts rectally and see where the Vikings stack up. So, ESPN, the worldwide leader of subscribers, have the Vikings in at 8, dropping down 2 spots from 6. Non-quarterback MVP, Aaron Jones. Receiver Justin Jefferson is the Vikings' best player, but Jones' impact on the offense has been enormous this season. He ranks 6th in the NFL in yards from scrimmage per game, 101.2. And has provided critical support as the Vikings look to make a playoff run with slinging Sam Darnold at quarterback. Most importantly, Jones has proved exceptionally durable, having started all 9 games while averaging 18.9 touches, the highest rate. 18.9 touchdowns would be a record or something. The highest rate through Week 10 in any season of his career. So Aaron Jones, very important. Got to keep him upright. Yeah. Next, The Athletic had the Vikings at 8, down 1 spot from 7. Quarterback confidence rating. I assume this is out of 10. Actually, I assume this is out of 3. We got 5. Sunday was the game that the Sam Darnold skeptics have been waiting for. Darnold threw 3 interceptions and had a passer rating of 48.2 as I get called. I'm still getting political calls. It's crazy. And against the Jacksonville defense, been very generous to opponents all season. The worst. Let's just call it. I mean, the worst pass defense in the league, but they had a good game plan. Darnold is 21st in EPA per dropback at .01, and after the first month of the season, he was 11th, .09, Wes Phillips. But fading in the second half has been a hallmark of Darnold's career. Darnold's career has just sort of been bad all around, man. I don't know if he's actually had like a peak to fade from. It appears now more than ever that he's just keeping the job warm for J.J. McCarthy, number 10 overall pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, who suffered a season-ending knee injury in training camp. Well, I feel like that's fair. But with Darnold, as asinine as it sounds, outside of the 3 interceptions, he actually played pretty good against the Jaguars. But it's like, other than that, how's the play, Mrs. Lincoln? Yeah. CBS, Pete Prisco got short with the Vikings at 7, no change. Sam Darnold needs to get back to playing good football. Thank you. Just fix that. That showing in Jacksonville was bad with his 3 picks. Should have been 4. Yeah. Good teams will make him pay for it. I mean, Jaguars almost did too. Yahoo has Vikings at 11, down 2 spots from 9. Slinging Sam Darnold now leads the NFL with 10 interceptions. The Vikings still have a good coach. Is Sam Darnold just Ginger Jameis? And a good cast led by Justin Jefferson, so there's hope that Darnold can turn his turnover slump around, but the last 2 weeks is why Darnold never took off with the Jets or the Panthers. I feel like there's other reasons. SI have the Vikings actually up. The only, I believe they're the only Jabroni haircut one that actually increased the Vikings standing. So last week they were 6, this week they're 5. I enjoy how Sam Darnold had just his second game of the season in which his quarterback rating is under 100, and now we're treating it like he's a Cinderella carriage that's been turned back into a pumpkin, which is fair. I mean, in totality, like his season has been good. All right, and hopefully he can get back off the schneid, and hopefully that there isn't the world famous Darnold slump in the second half of the year. Our really excellent quarterbacks routinely slump, but our margin of error for Darnold is somehow razor thin as we try to swallow him back into the narrative of underperformance, which is fair. And we point this out too, like Lamar and Burrow and Mahomes and Josh Allen, like they can have bad games, but Darnold has to be perfect every single week. And I understand that they've earned the benefit of the doubt, but I feel like it's some of the games that Darnold has played this season, I think these earn just a little bit too. Just a little bit. The Jaguars bracketed Justin Jefferson. Darnold still tried his alpha number 1 wideout. We'd be all over him if he just ignored Justin Jefferson and hadn't targeted him at least 9 times, which is also kind of fair. But also, the fact that they were playing cover 2 and bracketing Justin Jefferson, I feel like making hay elsewhere certainly would have been fine. USA Today, 8. Vikings down from 6. Per NFL media, they're the first team in 18 years to win despite turning the ball over 3 times and failing to score a touchdown. I was just waiting for someone to point that out. Too bad the Vikes don't reside in the AFC South, whose teams they've beaten by an average of 13.3 points. They can complete a divisional season sweep Sunday in Nashville, which they will. There you go. PFT, Mike Florio, that's not a thermos. Vikings at 8. There were 8 last week. The more time Sam Darnold has to throw, the less accurate the throws seem to be, which he's not wrong. That's a concern that we brought up before, where whenever he has time and a clean pocket, I feel like he overthinks things and just tries to go for the knockout shot. Maybe he's better with just getting slight pressure. I don't know. Next, third team. Vikings at 5. Again, I just like pointing out that the ads are just always where I read. And maybe that is a function of, well, we know that this guy reads about the Vikings, so let's put the ad there. And also the lifetime Rosemount, that's too far. Anyways, previous ranking 5, Vikings still at 5. We were all waiting for Sam Darnold's bad performance to discount the Minnesota Vikings. That happened in Week 10, and when he threw 3 interceptions. However, the Vikings showed why they're considered one of the best teams in the league after finding a way to win a game. See, if the Lions and or the Chiefs had found a way to win the way that the Vikings beat the Jaguars, which they basically did against the Texans and the Broncos, respectively, it would be seen as stunning and brave, gritty, gutty, heart of a champion, blah, blah, blah. But for the Vikings, they're trying to demote them to the CFL. It's just ridiculous. The defense stepped up in a big way, allowing just 7 points on the road in Jacksonville. They'll need Darnold to be better moving forward, but this type of ugly win that good teams need to get, yes. And also, how many ugly wins have the Chiefs had this year? Lots. But, of course, they get the credit, but they've earned it. All right, NFL.com, Eric at home. Vikings sticking at 6. Kevin McConnell gave Sam Darnold a post-game vote of confidence, both in the media and to Darnold himself in the locker room victory speech. Kevin McConnell, KOC called it a game he'll remember for a long time for the struggle. Not too many teams turned over 3 times, failed to score a touchdown, and win on the road. Sunday was the first of 3 straight road games for Minnesota, and almost all the Vikings' remaining opponents are still in contention. This week's foes, the Titans, are only nominally in contention, but they have caused some teams issues. Some issues for opposing quarterbacks this season. Minnesota could be in a vastly different situation if J.J. McCarthy hadn't been injured in August. I do think McCarthy would be starting by now. Yeah. But that's neither here nor there. Now the Vikings know they'll throw their full weight behind Darnold if they're going to shake their post by Malaise. He's really their best shot, warts and all. But it's nice to know the defense can still bail out the offense. And Darnold, we've seen the heights, and it feels like we have to get back to where we once belong. And limiting the mistakes is going to be key. So just need to go from there, right? But that's it. That's where the Vikings stack up in the National Media Jabroni Haircuts Power Rankings, the real Power Rankings coming out tomorrow. But that's it. You guys know what to do. Skol, production value.